Alrighty, everyone, we are back. Intake is done, and we have good news. Look at how beautiful these headers are for this truck. I think this is exactly what this truck needs to be freaking gorgeous. Then we also got the new valve covers as well. Matching Edelbrock valve covers for the matching Edelbrock intake. And then you will also get a matching Edelbrock air cleaner as well. So everything's going to be nice and pretty. So now the plan is to flip this motor over, pull the oil pan off, clean all that out, check out everything underneath, and then plan on resealing the oil pan, put it back on, and then painting the engine as well. But before I do all that, I'm going to take a razor blade and get all of this gasket material off, and then go from there. So once I get the oil pan off, I will show you guys what's underneath. All right, pan is off and it is clean. It's pretty much ready to go back on. Only downside is now we got to, because the freeze plugs, after I cleaned them, they were bad, as you see. So we got to do freeze plugs on her now. So, which is fine. I was planning on doing them anyways, but luckily O'Reilly's has them in stock. But I did make sure that this crank is, or this motor is a 460. I looked at the crank casting and it had a big 2Y right there, which means it is a 460. And I think it says 9Y or something, 9 or 9Y or something. That means it's a 429. But this is in fact a 460. So that is good and bad because Hannah wanted a 429. But that is okay. This truck will still rip either way. So yeah. So I have this side prepped and cleaned. Now I'm just going to rotate the engine over the other way, and then so that way I can prep and clean the other side. So that way we can come back, reseal that, and throw her on. So that way we can get all the I might pull the spark plugs out too while we're here, but that way we can get this whole shebang painted and ready to go. So at least that's the plan. So I'll let you guys know, and everything seems tight, fine and dandy, nice and tight. So we should be good there. I will let you know when I have an update. All right, pan is back on, bolts are tightened down, spark plugs are out. I got the new freeze plugs, but obviously want to paint the motor first before I put the freeze plugs in, because I personally like the look of, a clean motor with, fresh freeze plugs. So that's how we're going to do it, because I'm doing it, not you. Haha. But as you see, I have the motor spun over right now. That's because I want to get the bottom side of the motor painted before I flip it up, so that way we can just get it clean. Oh my god, look, it's Brian. All right, everybody, how we doing? Little update. As you see, motor is painted and it looks astonishing, like absolutely astonishing. And we have shit that we got to do. And as you see, I put this motor mount on, and then I also realized that I can't put this motor mount on because we still got to do freeze plugs in it. So I'm gonna pull that motor mount off, put the freeze plugs in it, and then I'll get right back to you. So I'll let you know. All right, so freeze plugs are in and it looks good. Now we get to start doing some fun stuff. Now we get to start doing intake manifold and valve covers and actually make this motor look like a motor. So pretty much what I'm going to do now is run up some beads of silicone around the coolant passage areas, and then we'll put the intake we'll get the intake manifold gaskets, put them on, see how they fit, and then run a bead of coolant, because the intake manifold gasket is the China walls, which I'll put beads of silicone there, and we'll see if I even use the China walls, honestly. And then it's a valley pan that sits here, so it'll keep this intake manifold nice and shiny underneath. So that's the plan there. So we just got to do that, and we'll go from there. So yeah, so I'll let you know. All right, intake is officially bolted on, and this is quite the learning experience, because I learned that I will never be using any of these multi-layer steel valley pan gaskets ever again. So screw that. This thing will be getting, well, not this thing, but my 460, when I do the intake on it, it will be getting a lot better of a manifold gasket. So just screw that. So next thing is the valve covers. Just need to get those done. Just need to go get, well, because valve cover gaskets are over there. So I just need to silicone this, because I want no leaks on this whatsoever. So just need to go, just run a thin bead of silicone around there, around this, and then we should be good to go there. So yuppers. All right, so valve covers are on, intake's on, water neck is on, and I have one header kind of on. I just wanted to see how it would look so I can get some pictures of this thing all prettied up. And because I'll pull the header back off once we get this motor ready to get thrown in the truck. I need to get a plug for the intake manifold, and then I need carb studs, a carb eventually once we get it in the truck probably. Oil cap, so that way we can you know, not have water get in our oil. And I need a hose that goes from here to here. I fucked up and didn't put one in yet, so that'll be fun to try to squeeze on. Nothing I've never done before, honestly, so that shouldn't be too bad. Luckily that gap's better than a gap that would be on an FE, so that's a blessing there. Distributor should be here sometime. So hopefully Friday. Flywheel should be here Friday. So, and that is tomorrow. So hopefully it shows up tomorrow. That'd be great. So I could pull this thing off and bolt the flywheel to it, and that way this weekend I can put this thing in. So that would be a bonus. So yeah. Then we can start getting this thing in and getting it started. That way I can start stripping chrome off and get this thing ready to rock and roll. So yeah, I'm excited. Super excited to get this thing in. So it's gonna be fun. So yeah, I guess I'll let you know what's next on this once I know. So yep. All right, everyone, we are back. Taking a little break from the motor right now, and we are back working on the old Trans Am here. And once I figure out how to open the hood, we'll get it figured out. But I think I gotta hold this. Hold on one second. Maybe? No? Okay, one second. Okay, figure it out. I just needed two hands. But, so, we got ourselves an issue. An issue of, I guess it leaks power steering fluid. But, the thing is, I don't see a leak. Because power steering fluid is full, and it looks interesting. Let me do some more digging and I'll get back to it. All right, so here's what's going on. We can't even get, I have to rev it in order to get any sort of movement or nothing or anything. So pretty much we are dead in the water. So we need a power steering pump for this, because I think that's going to be our issue. So, because it seems like that's the main issue, because I just topped it off and that seems to be the main issue, is that. So this is going to need a power steering pump, and then we got to cut the old the old parking brake cables off. So that'll be fun. And then door cards on this, which Hannah's bringing me on Saturday. And then yeah, that should be it for this one. And then sounds like we're getting another flip truck here soon too. So, and it's another red F100, but a long bed 4-wheel drive this time, not a short bed 2-wheel drive. So it'll be fun. So I guess we got to get a power steering pump for this now. All right, everyone, we have an update. I got spark plugs in, oil pressure setting units in. We have new flywheel bolts. New carb studs are on. Exhaust manifolds on this side. And we even got the flywheel in this morning. So big, huge win there. So that is awesome there. Now I just need to get Showgirl moved, Trans Am moved, and get everything moved out of the way so I can bring the engine out here and start bolting stuff to it. So it's gonna be a good day today. Good day, great day. So that is the plan there. So I need to cut this out so this can go behind the flywheel, because it needs to go behind, or I can cut it out enough where it won't matter, which probably is what I'm going to do. So I'm not excited to fight this transmission, but it'll be fine. It'll be fun. So hooray. Hooray. So I'm gonna get everything moved and then we'll see what happens. All right, as you see here, we now have motor off of the engine stand, and now we just got to get the flywheel put on here and see what all we got to do to make everything fit. So that's the next thing on the list. So hooray. All right, here's the dealio. So we bolted the transmission on, and for some reason the motor won't turn and the transmission won't turn. So I think the pilot bearing is absolute shit. So tomorrow the plan is to pull the clutch and flywheel back off and see what we can do about pulling the pilot bushing out and putting in a new one and figuring out all that stuff. So that's the plan, and I'll let you know tomorrow. How we doing, everybody? You're probably expecting something of the F100 and the Trans Am right now. And, well, that'll come eventually. But we got something weird happening right now. So, as you seen in the last video, I traded in my old truck for my new one, right? Well, my old truck has then been sold. And it is here now. I didn't buy it, trust me, I didn't buy it back. But it sold, and the guy, no shit, lives just right over there. So he wants me to pull the stripes off. He wants me to pull, but the thing is we're not pulling the stripes off to leave them off. He wants to do kind of a cooler, he wants to do something else with them. So we need to figure out the color first. But for today, we got to pull all the stripes off, wash the truck, detail it, clean everything out of the back of it, and just make it a good truck again. So, and then today, luckily, I was able to convince him to swap wheels. So the black wheels that are on my truck are now going on this one, and the welds that are on this one are going back on that truck. So I'm excited. Not necessarily back on that truck, but like they're coming back to me sort of thing. But it's a big deal. So I'm excited. I am so excited. So I'm gonna get to washing this thing, and then I gotta go get an eraser wheel, and then we'll be back. So yeah. All right, I know I didn't give you really any updates on it, and that's mostly because I just wanted to get it done. There she is. No stripes, no nothing. And she looks good. Very, very good. Different, but good. And the good thing is I'll be getting my wheels back to go put on that. So the King has donated its wheels to Winter Lamb. So now Winter Lamb is giving its wheels to the King. So this thing's turned out pretty nice, if I do say so myself. So not too shabby. So they'll be here to pick it up in just a little bit, I believe. But she's done. So off to her new home. So yeah. All right, everyone, we are back. We are back on the old U-Haul here. This thing is a unit, an absolute unit, as you guys have seen. We got a lot of plans for this thing coming up. It's just we just need the space and the time, honestly. But yeah, this thing's gonna be sick, because as you've seen in any of my other videos of this, it hold on, let me just get, okay, that should work. But oh, ow, yeah, push this up more. Bingo. You fuck. 1 second. Let me just set you there. Okay. We're on a major decline right now. But I think that should work. Okay. So this is kind of my storage right now, because we have those pallets that Brian's burning. But we have Lightfoot's wheels that are here. And I may take these sometime and get them put on the truck so I can run these for a little bit. So I really like how these wheels look. And I think they'll look good on the truck, because they have better tread than the current tires that are on it. But yeah. Coolers from the wedding, flooring, shit like that. This flooring actually, this black flooring will be actually going to cruise in a couple months from now, so that'll be cool. And I'm hoping to take this to a couple car shows, hopefully, but we'll see what happens. As you've seen, I have it running right now, because I wanted to make sure this thing will be good, because it hasn't ran since January, so I wanted to get some fluids through it, get everything ready to go. So yeah, so if you guys want to see more on this project, let me know. I'm hoping to get this thing out to some shows this year, and maybe get some of the striping done on it this year too, because this is the next big project. So yep, just thought I'd give you a little update on this shit. Hello everyone, we are back this morning, and little update is, I can't remember if I said this or not. I probably did. The motor doesn't rotate when the transmission is bolted to it. The back of the transmission will spin a little bit, but not a lot. But the motor itself won't rotate. So what we're thinking is there's possibly a jam on the, we're thinking it's hitting part of the webbing in here. And so pretty much what we need to do is I'm going to take off the bell housing off of the transmission and then bolt it on and see what it does. So that's my plan as of right now, and we'll go from there. So yeah, well, I have good news and I got bad news. Good news is the bell housing isn't the issue. Bad news is I gotta pull everything apart now and pull that pilot bushing out and see what we can do about changing it. So, hooray. But it's fine. It's a fun time. So, we also gotta get this engine bay cleaned up as well and get it ready to go. So we still have a bunch of stuff we need to do. But the goal today is to get this engine bay cleaned up, get this thing bolted together, and then get the engine dropped in. That is the goal for today. So we will see how that goal works today. If not, engine will go in tomorrow. So we will see. But for now, just need to pull the clutch assembly back apart and go from there. So, yippers. All right, so what I have decided is we are going to do a new pilot bushing on it. So I'm going to pull this old one out and put the new one in. But if you don't know the way to get these out correctly, well, you're in for a treat. So this is probably my most unconventional tool and definitely the most delicious tool. But we got bread, okay? You can use any white bread. I prefer the Sycamore bread, the Grandma Sycamore's homemade bread. So, because the good thing is after I get done, I now have lunch to eat as well. So for only $4, you can get a pilot bearing tool. So, yeah. So pretty much what you got to do is you got to pack it in the hole, and use like an extension, and just keep packing, and then it should eventually pop out. So that is my plan for right now. So we will see how this goes, and we'll go from there. So yeah, I'll let you know how this goes. All right, so far we are 2 whole slices of bread in, and we are out. You can see that little lip right there. We are out that much. So got to stuff more bread in and keep going. So just need a bolt, and I put tape over this one so it fit perfectly. And then I need a hammer. Just beat the shit out of that bread and it'll pop it out. So gotta love a good tight fit. All right, so got the old one out and pounded the new one in. So when doing these manual swaps, so the pilot bearing that is supposed to go in here it comes out of the block too much. So you got to use a small block bushing, which pounds inside, so you can fit it. So that way the splines won't hit the flywheel. So the pilot bushing. So that's what kept us from getting everything done. But now that we have all that, we should be able to bolt this transmission on and get everything in the truck today. So that is the plan as of right now. So I'm gonna finish eating my bread and go from there. So, oh yeah, I go get myself a grilled cheese or a peanut butter and jelly. That sounds good. So yeah, I'll keep you updated once I have everything bolted on. So yep. All right, after everything, the transmission is officially pretty much bolted on. I need to go get different bolts because the bolts I bought were the wrong size. So I need to go get the correct bolts now. And then we should be good to go when it comes to that. So, yeah, just have fucking everything now. Hopefully it's hot as hell right now. It's 92, 93 right now. Could be hotter. We gotta go back in there today. So that's at least my goal for today. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm currently, 4 hours in right now. So we're trucking, that's for sure. We are trucking. So just need to keep cranking and get this done. So I'm gonna go run and grab those bolts and I'll be right back. Well, everyone, I've got good news. The motor is officially in. So that's huge. It's big. Big old 460. So that's a big deal. Big, huge deal. So there's that. And yeah, so we're making our way. I'll probably be done for today because of everything that I've done. I mean, shit, it's 4:12 right now. I've been at it for 6 hours now. So I think that'll be it for today, and then we'll figure it out tomorrow. So I got the firewall cleaned up as much as I could. So unfortunately, that's just how it's going to be. So, because with all the grime and everything that was on that firewall, it was pretty bad. But it's in. So now we just got to figure out everything else. So the headers are going to be interesting. I'm going to have to pound the shit out of them. So that'll be fun to do. Either pound the shit out of them or notch the frame out a little bit to clear them. And then we'll go from there. But shouldn't be too bad. This header should fit without an issue. I just need to bring it up from the bottom. So that shouldn't be too bad. Yeah, so it shouldn't be too bad. Just gotta bend and weave and do everything else. So Yepers. So that'll be it for today. And yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow. All right, so we are back next day. And as you've seen, we got a lot done yesterday. But as you remember, we have a lot of stuff that we still need to get done today. So my goal for today is to get everything underneath the truck done, getting the headers bolted on. That's going to be the big one. Getting the transmission cross member on, getting the engine bolted down. I need to do some clearancing on one of the cross members, so that way you can change the oil on this motor, because the freaking drain plug is right where the cross member is. So, because it's down there. So I need to do something about that. So that way we can change the oil on this thing, on this old hog here. But I need to do that, and then we need to, like I said, get everything up on underneath done, and go from there. So that's the main goal, is get everything underneath done and try to get all of that stuff figured out. So that's the plan. That is the plan accordingly. So we just gotta do all that now. So hooray. But I need to move the Trans Am. I need to move Burn and Love out of here so I can get underneath the truck without having to freaking crawl and everything. So I got to do all that and go from there. So yep, I'll get you an update once I have one. All right, update. Everything underneath the truck is done. Starter's in, engine's bolted down, transmission cross members on, drive shaft's on. I just put the top of the transmission back together. We are pretty much done with the underside of the truck. When it comes to the top side, the situation with the top side is we have to buy a lot of stuff. We gotta get an alternator bracket, we gotta figure out a power steering bracket, we gotta figure out water pump pulleys, and we gotta get a carb, and we pretty much have to get everything brand new that goes on top side. So we're pretty much waiting for that. But when it comes to the you know, everything else, we're pretty much good to put the hood back on. So that is a plus there. I'm gonna wait and throw, well, maybe I should throw the radiator in it now. Maybe I'll throw the radiator in it so that way we can at least have something in it. So yeah, but we are definitely getting there. Definitely, most certainly getting there. We just need parts, so that's the next step, is getting parts. But everything should be good. So ran through the gears, we're good. Clutch feels good and tight, so that's a plus. We just need to get, like I said, we just need to get all the top stuff done, then we can get this thing running. So we're working our way, slowly but surely we're working our way. Talked to Hannah yesterday, pretty much gave her the parts list of everything that we need. Just need to send her the total that we need from O'Reilly's, so that way we can start getting that stuff here, and like oil, fluids, and everything. When it comes to coolant for right now, I'm not going to put coolant in it. I'm going to just put water in it while it's down getting painted, because we're going to end up putting a different radiator in this truck after it gets painted. So that's the plan there. We're slowly working our way. We just need to put the cover back on, so need to do that as well today. But we're getting there. But also, one thing that we found out is the headers will not work. So it's unfortunate, but unfortunately that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. But doing custom headers and shit. But we did find some manifolds that might work, so we're actually going to trade the headers plus cash for new manifolds. So that'll be good. And yeah, so just waiting on all that and going from there. So yeah, I'll let you know when I have an update on something. Hello everyone, we are back. And we are back working on the Trans Am today. And today we will be working on fitting the door panels, servicing the rear diff, and hopefully taking off the power steering pump, because it is supposed to be here tomorrow. So that's what we're hoping for, but we'll see. The reason why I say maybe we're gonna get to it, maybe not, because I want to make sure it's here, it's gonna be here before I tear it apart, because I don't want this car sitting without a power steering pump for 2 weeks. So yeah, so the main plan is tear these door panels off. Well, this one was already off. And fit the new door panels, because according to Hannah, they're a 1/2 inch too big. So we gotta figure that out and fit the new ones on. So shouldn't be too hard. Might have to do a little bit of trimming, but we'll figure it out. So I'll let you know once I have an update. All right, this door panel is on. and it's been a whole 10 minutes. And pretty much from what Hannah was saying, because she couldn't get these on. She says they're a half inch too big and yada, yada, yada. Well, turns out it was more operator error than anything. So, but that's okay. We got them on, and we are good to go. I just need to do that side now, and then she'll be good to go. When it comes to this lower part, it's like a map holder, and we need to figure out how to get one of those for both doors. So we need to figure that out. But yeah, so we're making our way. All right, so while we're waiting on parts for the Trans Am and everything else, thought I'd bring Lightfoot back up here and get some shit done on it. So I might be taking it to a show on Saturday. And added throttle spring return, cap over there. I need to go run to O'Reilly's and get an oil cap for that. So that way that can be ordered. I need to do a vacuum advance on this too. But this truck's freaking stout. I mean, this truck has no issues, and it is muy perfecto. So yeah, we just need to do those few things, and this thing's gonna be ready to rock. So this truck is just, it looks like ash right now because it's dirty, because patinaed cars look like shit when they're dirty for some reason. But do that, and then yeah. So shout out to Emma again for the tailgate stuff. But oh, and you guys will be seeing Emma in this video too. So we got some stuff a brewing, because today's Wednesday, and we got stuff a brewing for Friday. So you guys are in for a treat, that is for damn sure. So I'm excited to show you guys. And yeah, so not with this truck, not even with Showgirl, but for a different vehicle that she has yet to work on of mine. So, and one that you won't be surprised that she's working on of mine. So yeah, so yeah, I mean, this truck's pretty much done, so just need to do some minor stuff. But the Trans Am, I got the back of the axle undone, as you see there. It is undone, and fluid looked good, but you could tell it was breaking in. So we just need to get a new gasket for that, fill it with new fluid, and we'll be ready to rock and roll there. So yeah, and then that truck just is that truck. So yeah. But another thing I need to do on this truck is I need to get the transmission shift linkage figured out, because the transmission shift linkage decided it didn't want to do anything down at the storage yard. So I had to steal a fucking pin off of my trailer in order to get the truck to go into gear. So I need to figure that out now, but that shouldn't be too hard. Just a little work. So that's all it is anyways. So, and then the goal also for Friday is to get the front, because I have the U-joints right there, and I need to get the front drive shaft that's sitting over there done and get it in the truck, because I do want to have that front drive shaft in, not necessarily to get it in four-wheel drive, but just to have that look. So that is the plan there, and so we'll go from there. Well, I feel like it's about time to give you an update. No wheels are on the truck, so that's cool. But real update, rear diff is done on there, and so that's good. I started pulling the power steering pump off. Old power steering pump is off. I took the old power steering pump and the new power steering pump to Brian's. We got everything pulled out and got the new pulley put on the new power steering pump, and now we are putting everything back together as it should go. So kind of confusing. We had to pull the fan off, we had to pull the alternator off, we had to pull a bunch of shit off, but we are now going back together. So that is good. That is muy bueno. So we just gotta put everything back together, bleed it, and go for a test drive and see how it goes. So that's the plan there. All right, new power steering pump is on. I just need to fill it with fluid and then jack the front of the car up and get this thing pressurized. So let's get this thing going, shall we? Well, good news, bad news. Good news is everything's done. Bad news is we're still having the same issue. So I'm thinking it's one of two things. One, it could be that the tires have so much grip on the front that it doesn't like to allow turning. And two, steering box might be going bad. So that's definitely something. So I'm going to talk to Hannah, see what she thinks, and go from there. So, yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. We got the Trans Am here. It's on the trailer, headed home. We're going to go pick up the new truck that we're going to work on. But today we got something special with Death Machine that we're going to go watch Emma do. So we're on our way there. So we will see you down there. All right, Emma's back working on Death Machine. And so far, I haven't heard any giggling yet. She hasn't gotten to the boobs yet. But once she does, you'll be hearing some giggling.
My mind is a 12-year-old. Okay?
Yeah, but this is great and all. But she brought her boyfriend, and we officially have a mascot for the Cadillac. Hi. Yeah, you guys are nice, but I like your cat more. Just kidding.
That's pretty great.
But yeah, we got the U-joints going in Lightfoot's front drive shaft, so I have a front drive shaft now as she's doing this. So I'm excited to see what this looks like when it's done. So the whole theme for this was, since the car is kind of based off of an SR-71 Blackbird, the whole theme was to do like the tail art or the nose art they have on some of the planes. So I think this is a good idea. And we're only doing it on the passenger side because when you look at this car, it's like sleek and clean. So I wanted one side that's clean and one side that's badass. So what do you think?
I'm pretty happy about it. I did a couple sketches and I was like, I'm really falling in love with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad this is finally getting done.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen this car in a fat minute, so it's nice to actually see it for it's nice that this is actually going to get done. So this is the first artwork that's been done on this car. So yeah, I'll let her get back to it. Well, Emma, what do you think?
I like it.
Oh, yeah. It's the attitude this car gives off. This is the attitude that this car gives off. This bitchy blonde. That is the attitude this car has always given off.
And now you have one more thing that somewhat resembles your wife.
Yeah. Even though she was totally okay with it not looking like her.
Fine.
It works. It's fine. It's not like a bleach blonde, so at least it's not a redhead. Maybe we should do one of the cars just to piss her off.
We should have done it on Showgirl.
I know. Hey, we can always add hair.
No.
We can always add hair. That would really piss her off because that's supposed to be her.
Her face, just a red hair. It's fine.
Yeah. Or do it on her Thunderbird.
Oh, God.
She would kill me. She would kill me. But I think that turned out sick. So, yeah. The more I look at it, I may have you do it on the other side. But we'll see. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
It's just small enough that, like...
If you're looking at it, it's not like...
It doesn't take your eye away, because that's why I was worried about doing it on the front fender, like how we did Showgirl. Yeah. It would take your eye immediately to it. That's why I was like...
It's like once you're
yeah. See, where Showgirl, it makes sense. Where this car, it like kind of needed to be sleek and badass. But yeah, yes, so am I.
It matches everything, so.
Yeah, it looks sick. But hopefully this was worth the drive. Yes.
It's
You,
nice
you,
and
you,
friendly.
you get to see me. So, yeah. So,
I like driving up here more than I like driving down to his house.
oh yeah, I agree. I agree.
I like him.
That's fair. I'm just kidding. It's because I give her so much money.
Should like start paying.
Welcome to Redheads.
Just having this conversation.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so now we just need to figure out what we do next on one of the cars. So I should make you make the decision now of which car and which car we should work on next.
I don't know all your cars. I can't even keep track of the ones my dad.
Well, we got this one, obviously. We got this one. We have my blue Thunderbird.
Yeah.
We have Ashley's red one.
Okay.
We got Showgirl, obviously. Then we got my high boy, obviously. Then we have my white truck. Then we got the U-Haul. And we got that. And then that one. That one, I actually want you to do something on it.
Okay.
So, yeah, we'll discuss that. All right, little update. There's Hannah and Colton leaving right now to go get a new truck. So, we'll have another one to work on. Just kidding, we have a bunch of them actually we need to work on. But, you can see the truck from over here. But it's down there. That's that red one. But we can't get it today because they've got keys. And it only steers when it's got keys. And not because of steering lock, because it doesn't have that. It's because the steering box has gone to shit. So that's fun. So we're gonna wait till tomorrow to come get it. So that is the plan. We're dropping the trailer here and we are heading home. So that I think is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And comment what you liked, comment what you didn't like. I don't care. It gets me the views anyways. So we will see you guys on the next one.